Home, sweet home, Alabama.
Mr. Sherlock Holmes, I presume.
Correct. With whom do I have the pleasure?
Emilio Esteva, happy to make your acquaintance. I am here on behalf of Mycroft, your brother. He is on his way to Cordona. In the meantime, he requests your assistance with a sensitive matter. My orders are to provide you with the details.
You have my attention, Mr. Esteva.
Mark Ridley, the son of General Arthur Ridley, is being blackmailed. Suffice to say, the compromising material is of a delicate nature. The matter is of no small importance to the Crown, especially given the status quo on Cordona.
What about the status quo?
The Ottoman population holds a certain animosity towards the colonial rule. It's been this way since we took over the island. General Ridley made concessions with their leaders, but I'm afraid we are still teetering on the edge of open hostility.
What does Mycroft want me to do? Retrieve the blackmail material?
No, sir, nothing of the sort. Mark Ridley is meeting the blackmailer atop the old city bridge tower. You shall observe from a distance, then establish the blackmailer's identity. Do not attempt to arrest him. We'll handle it from there.
Saving the best for yourself? Fine.
There's a cafe just over the bridge that provides a good vantage point. Please report to me when you are done. I'll be waiting for you here, and remember, discretion is of the essence.
What a bizarre object, and yet oddly familiar.
The room unlocked or?
Did you just remember something?
Yes. A room full of curiosities and artifacts. I think I can find it in the manor.
Sherlock. So, you continue to pursue the imaginary. I had hoped you might have got all this out of your system by now.
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Get out of my house.
It's my house, actually. I've come to bring you back.
I have no interest in returning, let alone with you. I know you lied about Mother all these years, claiming she was merely ill, but she was unstable. She never had tuberculosis. She was not recuperating, but mentally deteriorating, and you never once thought to tell me. How dare you?
I shall not indulge this petulant tantrum. You can just tire yourself out and then slink back to London with your tail between your legs.
Just tell me everything. I'm an adult now. Show me the basic courtesy of an explanation. You know I will find out eventually.
The goal was stability, and that's what you got. The right thing for everyone was to try and move on from her passing.
The consequences of one's actions determines what is right or wrong.
Yes, exactly. The ends justify the means. After leaving Cordona, Sherlock, you had a normal childhood. In London, I was able to support you, guide you, shape you into a fine and productive young man. You have so much potential, so much to offer society.
But that's not the end. Now I found the truth, and it has shattered everything I knew about her, about you, and about myself. I feel unstable because of you. Your actions were not justified. Lying never is.
Oh, grow up, Sherlock. It was a white lie which has as much use in the realm of the interpersonal as the international. It is time you come to accept that some things are bigger than yourself.
Oh, you are full of it. You like to pretend you care about the big picture, but it's just an ego trip. You like knowing more than others. You like greasing palms and rubbing shoulders with the rich and powerful. You like having eyes and ears everywhere. The fact it helps the nation is incidental, because all you care about is yourself.
It's true. I have agents everywhere, including Cordona. If you weren't so damn stubborn, you'd realize that means I'm only here for you.
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it. Sharp and well balanced. It would be a pity to leave such a tool behind. Sharp and well balanced. It would be a pity to leave such a tool behind.
I was gonna have another memory. I had to check on that statue some more. Oh, I had to pin it. Hate when you forget to pin something.
I remember returning home with a pair of perfect sticks. We wanted to turn them into training swords.
Oh, that's right. We stood there, frozen, staring at something huge in the main hall. It was a giant aquarium with a living mermaid in it.
Impossible. It must have been something else. Oh, of course, that mortifying hoax presently taking up space in our front yard.
Well, fine. Your memory's better than mine. But I'm sure we started examining it immediately. And someone else was around too.
It was my mother. She asked what I thought of the artifact.
You were really concentrating and holding something in your hand.
I inspected it with a magnifying glass and was able to confirm it was made of two different skeletons. The mermaid was a fake.
And so it was time to smash the thing. Your mother took a hammer and...
Slow down, John. That's not how it happened. I remember other people joined us. The workers took the artifact and placed it into the cabinet of curiosities. It became part of Mother's collection of fakes. She always said that the truth lies in the details. This mermaid helped me to learn that.
So we're like getting these achievements now, but I haven't gotten any before. weird.
Ah, yes, my mother's studio. She was an authenticator, and this was her cabinet of curiosities.
I never saw the point. What does it matter if some artifact is real or not? It still exists.
Another fake Holy Grail. Its owner claimed to be the heir of King Arthur. Scarcely believable. He also insisted a deadly rabbit was hunting him. Watkinson and Holman, Chapter One, by Wallace Dioram.
Oh, Mycroft. You always act so serious, but then read tripe like this.
John, if I remember correctly, you couldn't put this book down. One of the most ridiculous fakes I ever saw. Its owner insisted it was a polar bear. He thought the white paint on the brown fur wasn't noticeable.
What the heck?
Mother said this was among the hunting trophies of a Scottish Viscount.
So he tried to persuade everyone that his forest was inhabited by these beasts. It would have been thrilling if it were actually true.
I remember this cozy blanket. It was perfect for a
Wigwam! Oh, that was a joy to build them. Imagining ourselves as wayfarers on the other side of the world.
A full collection. It's somehow so satisfying. (1852), Bingley, West Yorkshire. This photo caused a lot of fuss. My mother spent some time to prove it was a fake.
Look, it's Roger. This jolly old man's well preserved. Even looks refreshed.
I doubt he drew much interest at the auction.
That's for the best. I'd be upset if he fell into the wrong hands.
The so-called mummy of a Persian princess. The defrauders did good work, but missed one small detail. It's the mummy of a man. And this one was brought from a German museum. They claimed it belonged to Vikings. Nonsense, of course. Vikings never had horns on their helmets.
Torn diploma found in the cabin as a curiosity. Someone deliberately ripped it into several pieces. The assembled and translated diploma reads, on behalf of the board of the University of Geneva, Switzerland, we rectors of the university, noting that Mr. Otto Richter has undergone the test required by the laws and regulations, confer on him the degree of Doctor of Medicine with the rights and prerogatives so attached.
Clearly, it was deliberately torn. I wonder why someone would do that. The Tulpa. Studies in Tibetan Mentalism. An impressive number of bookmarks. Someone was rather obsessed with this subject.
To reach this person, Mrs. Holmes is a patient of considerable interest and an ideal test subject to explore some of my theories. I'll attempt to repeatedly immerse her in traumatic situations that precipitated her mental illness. It is my belief that reliving that moment may give her mind a chance to embrace what happened, accept it, and effectively cure itself. I'm confident in my hypothesis, merely need to prove it. In addition, it's fortuitous to be around the broader Holmes family. Perhaps I will be able to also examine the heredity of psychological traits, be they competencies or disorders. It is already apparent that all family members share an uncommonly high intelligence. It appears that the mother's condition has begun to affect the mind of the youngest boy, Sherlock. While I cannot conduct a proper medical examination due to the protectiveness of the eldest son, it seems that the boy suffers ongoing hallucinations in the form of an imaginary friend, John. A letter from Otis Bride. My dear brother, I heard you recently arrived in Cordona. Have you come to see me? To miss our evening conversations, even if we never agreed in our opinions. Cordona is home to a stunning new art gallery which I visit every Thursday. Meet me there. Oh, and do not seek Claus. I left that name behind.
Oh, I remember these. We used them to spar together until Mycroft found out and forbade us from using real weapons. But these would be together then? Or can they not be then? The full plate armor of Sir Robert Saunford. I was told my father won it in a wager.
Armor is armor, but look at his sword. Oh, how badly I wanted to wield the blade. Maybe you take it instead of your pistol.
Something we haven't done. Mr. Holmes, please accept my deepest gratitude for your recent help with a personal matter. It's hard to think what may have happened were it not for your keen eye and sharp mind. Rest assured, should our paths cross once again, you will be greeted by a grateful friend, His Honor Judge McDougall.
So many calling cards. Mycroft liked to keep useful people at hand. Officer Luciano J. Placido. Reliable and driven. I recognize Mycroft's handwriting. Carefully opened. Dated 24th of April, 1869.
Mycroft Holmes, the Cordona City Hall writes to inform you that the trial of Dr. Otto Richter in the death of Mrs. Violet Holmes has been assigned to His Honor Judge McDougall. Your application for a closed hearing has been granted. You are hereby informed that the prosecution has called you as a primary witness in the trial of Dr. Richter. You must present yourself at the criminal court of Cordona on the dates listed over leave.
This drawer was always closed. Only Mycroft knew how to open it.
I remember we tried to break it open and spy on him, but alas, had no success. Maybe today's the day. Oh, Sherry.
I'm starting to remember something. Ah, the memory comes back. We snuck about watching him.
He closed the drawer and went to the hall. We were like two shadows crawling behind him.
He opened the door to the postman, and they exchanged documents. If it was a real postman, of course. Then he threw some logs into the fire and sat in his armchair to read.
It's as boring now as it was then. I'm sorry, Sherry, but I think that's it.
Wait, John, we never use the fireplace in the mornings. What if... I think this is what we're looking for. A bit of juniper in the fireplace created a soothing atmosphere. It's the little things, isn't it?
We made it. So what's there?
Old Scotch whiskey?
Single malt whiskey. Mycroft's favourite. Gifted by Queen Victoria herself.
Damn.
Otto Richter. This one is rather thick. Mycroft can be truly dogged in his research.
After he's 45 years old, born to a respected family in Bern, Switzerland, unmarried, no heirs, medical practitioner, graduate from the University of Geneva, Switzerland. Graduation was postponed a year due to a minor scandal on one of his placements. Parents died of cholera in 1863. Only remaining family is a half-brother, Klaus, age 45, present whereabouts of Klaus Richter unknown, last seen on Cordona.
Dossiers on the most influential people on Cordona. Mycroft always had a habit of building files on everyone he met. I used this ladder to look at the top shelf, right? On the day of Mother's breakdown upstairs.
Right you are, Sherry.
heard a noise. I can't recall of exactly what, and we didn't have a great view from behind the statue. Books and papers from the table somehow ended up on the floor. Now it's coming to the surface. I feel it.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
Come on, Sherry. Let's go outside. Wait. Did you hear that?
Talked about
Come here,
climbing
Sherry.
up on the ladder, so I thought that was
You
it.
call this progress? Charlatan, amateur. I'm not letting you anywhere near my mother again.
So there was a quarrel between them.
What happened shortly after the incident in Biden's room on April 9th? Sherry decided to play with artifacts in the cabinet of curiosities, and of course I went with him. As a result, we became intentional witnesses to an argument between Mycroft and Otto Richter. Sherry's brother was angry. He was sure that Dr. Richter had done something dubious to their mother, and that it had backfired. He called Otto a charlatan.
I heard a noise in the hall. Let's check it out. Sherry, look! We've got a parcel here. Hurry up and let's see what's inside.
Invitation from Polo. Dear Mr. Holmes, I'm waiting for you at Kurt Mancioso's mansion on Turquoise Lane, across from Cordona Abbey in northern Grand Surrey. Come at once. If inconvenient, come anyway. Who's your friend, Vivi? Yes, sent you the appropriate outfit for this place to avoid any unnecessary complications. I hope it fits.
An invitation that comes with a mask. We can't miss this, Sherry.
Okay. That's a routine. Okay, let's see. We have some other ones to do.
Oh, so it has taken root.
What's taken root? As I recall, when we were growing up, this theatre didn't welcome kids.
You've forgotten, John. Come to the back entrance and I'll refresh your memory.
Yet I still see nothing.
You need to focus, my dear friend. Watch me.
Oh, it switched to something else.
Here was our glorious stage. Ring any bells?
We don't need to dwell on the past, Sherry.
And Hamlet's mother, Gertrude, taking poison. What was the name of that girl? Oh, Georgina, of course. She was our neighbour.
Oh, I remember her. She liked you.
And there you were. Best supporting actor. The silent scene partner, my Yorick. Your presence inspired me. And brought me to tears.
Yeah, it hurt to know that's all I could be. Inspiration. I couldn't even play the king's ghost. How's that for irony? To be or not to be? Indeed.
I know why you wanted to forget. The show forced you to confront your limits, except no one else would ever see you but me. Why do you think I cried? In the end, the audience was thrilled. You can still hear their roars after the final act.
You were so pleased with yourself when the theatre director came down to admire your work.
He applauded. A huge gesture from a man for whom children on stage was an anathema.
One small step for a man, one giant leap for students of the dramatic arts.
Childhood is a time of naivety. I cannot now imagine seeking a career as an actor, drinking wine all day and gaily treading the boards at night.
Yet you often pretend to be someone else in your search for the truth. You can't act like this side of you disappeared completely.
Quite. This, above all, to thine own self be true.
Some memory. Walnut Street, Scarlet Street. Walnut Street, Walnut Street. The heck is up on that? Blind. Oh, over here.
Karim of the Silver Hand, the pirate with a golden heart. I told you I remembered him.
Hey Sherlock, I'm up here. Guess what I found? A riddle, and it's about a treasure. Listen to this.
What? John, you've surpassed yourself.
On top of the monument was a card, the first in a chain of riddles, which, as John suggests, will lead to the Silverhand's lost treasure. First riddle: a hand with treasure, a quest so sweet. Stand where Euro's road and crooked street meet. A few steps toward the mosque, left at first stairs, and find a courtyard a wishing well shares.
Come on, Sherry, this is... just like the old days. Sherlock and John on a pirate's treasure adventure.
So, okay, this is what I need. Left at first stairs. Okay, here we have the wishing well. Second riddle. You're almost there, let's not postpone. You're seeking an ark that's made of stone. Head east from the old ruins, my friend. It guards the ancients until the end. Huh? This one is like, what? This one doesn't say much. An ark and east from the old ruins, my friend. So do we need to go to the...
So the treasure is real, but tell me, John, how did you even guess there would be something on top of the monument?
Didn't I ever tell you about my psychic abilities? I should have. I even know where we ought to go next.
Hmm. supposed to go to the out digging? It is from the old ruins. This one, I don't really quite understand where we need to go. There must be something. Oh wait. Oh yeah, we have over here. Old ruins. But never been at old ruins. I just remember we ran by here to get the waypoint. East. Maybe it's down here. This one is like what the... It came up something when I was over here. The last riddle. With old ruins beneath its feet, find a tree that treasures teeth. You may find only one small detail, but that doesn't mean that you have failed.
I always admire the way you notice such details.
In such moments, I often recall Mother's voice touching us at the importance of the smaller details. The world hangs on small hinges, John.
Even the most chaotic miracle becomes sequential when you take a closer look. I remember.
Oh, it should be above. Question if it's there or if it's on the upper part of it. There must be a tree somewhere around here, this area. So let's see what we can find. Okay. Must be up there, huh? Get there.
Wait, what? Is this Mother's magnifying glass? How did it end up here? What happened?
Sherry, you really need to learn to let miracles happen. The whole world is one big, unresolved, chaotic miracle.
But they will become sequential if you take a closer look. I do remember what Mother told us, but that explains nothing.
Just let things happen, all right? Besides, this little miracle will look perfect in our manner, don't you think?
Do this one and try and do it without killing anybody. So Renji gets his slap on. No, he wants to see some slap action. Sure, let's go with this. Make it even harder for us now.
I'm coming for you. Ow! I couldn't miss the party. I'm coming.
No more crime for you.
Give him the pepper snuff. Time to knock this guy out.
Too simple.
The snuff's ready.
Oh, what the heck? Press?
I couldn't miss the party.
Take
I'm coming. I couldn't miss the party.
Too simple.
No! God damn it.
Dodge this!
Give him the pepper snuff. He's all yours now. Go for it.
Don't bother moving. You've...
The snuff's ready.
I'm coming.
Too simple.
Get ready for some pain.
No more crime for you until next month.
Die!
Give him the pepper snuff.
Dodge this!
Don't bother moving. You've lost.
What's up?
Time to knock this guy out. Can overcome the brute now.
Too simple. No more crime for you until next.
The snuff's ready.
Got them all. $60 coins out of that. Okay.
Unholy howls keeping you inside at night? Luigi can help. All ghosts gone. Meet on southern pier of the Silverton Port. Donations gratefully accepted. This town loves the supernatural. All I see is another scam to disprove.
Road shrivels under a skeptic's eye. That's why you're so sullen, Sherry. You leave no room for delight in the magical.
I delight in making the unknown known. Let us begin by asking someone about the poster and then pay this Luigi a visit to the port. May I ask for your assistance?
Ah, I know this, yeah, let me help you.
We speak of a strangely human howl that is terrorizing Silverton. The screech only occurs in the evening, seeming to come from everywhere at once, and is especially harrowing on foggy nights. Those who live near the port say they also saw flickering lights of unearthly colors floating above the water. Some residents are so frightened that they will not leave their homes after sunset. Others even barricade their windows and doors as if that could prevent a ghost from entering.
Someone is playing on people's ignorance and fear.
Or someone is bravely going toe-to-toe with an otherworldly evil to protect the innocent. You're the hero people deserve, but he's the one they need.
Silverton Port was up here. Oh, docked. Let's see. Okay. Question if it's
Help me, please.
I don't know, but I'm sure there are others who'd be glad to help a fella in uniform.
Help me, please.
Didn't anybody teach you not to bother Ottomans?
Okay, so that one. I just wonder if it's this is the correct here or not. There's another one. Oh.
Not enough blood for a murder, but plenty to suggest fists were flying in a collie shangles. I wonder if Luigi made it himself. Not much brandy was spilled when the bottle broke. Someone had drunk most of it already.
I reckon the ghost is responsible for all this mess.
Don't jump to conclusions. Until we locate any evidence to the contrary, we shall continue to exclude the supernatural. Let me concentrate, John. The ghost hunter's stand was here. Someone stormed up angrily.
Let me take it from here. It was the ghost of Cordona, a horrific being, formless, with evil eyes and glassy skin that shimmered like a nebula. It lurched towards its foe.
No, John, it was human. We're staring at the evidence of a scuffle between men.
A little imagination never hurt anybody.
If a mark realizes they've been had, that the fear was baseless, the money defrauded, they will likely return to voice their displeasure. And thus Luigi took a beating. Fools should have at least moved locations between scams. After the attack, he fled bloodied and bruised. Looks like he crawled that way. Suggested intoxication. This vomit confirms it.
Yeah.
Well, if you were tailing supernatural creatures for a living, wouldn't you start drinking?
Thanks to you, I am often forced to tail the supernatural, and yet I'm still sober. Mostly. There's a bottle missing. After expelling all the alcohol from his stomach, it seemed he was compelled to replenish it.
Perhaps because booze eases the pain of his lonely and dangerous life as a ghost hunter.
You need to stop reading the Penny Dreadfuls. With a bottle here. We must be near his hideout.
Maybe we just leave, Sherry. There is no need to disturb the ghost.
Looks like an appropriate home for a ghost hunter.
I have a bad feeling about this. feeling about this.
So this is where all the money was going. Donations, one presumes. Handcrafted, actually rather beautiful work. An eerie and unsettling sound. The painter definitely has an aesthetic. So you see, John, nothing supernatural, just a drunken lowlife fooling superstitious sailors for a living. You can't argue with the truth. The truth will out no matter what one does. You can embellish it all you like, but you're just delaying the inevitable.
Well, he can delay it no more. After what happened at the port, this scam won't work again.
Okay. Cases then. Seems to be a case or something in there. Let's see. Just pick it up, maybe.
Come back once you've dealt with Panzer.
Will do something in here.
Killed with one perfect shot to each eye. Can you imagine?
Oops, no. Find it. Some message.
Killed with one.
Nice hits. Sunset. Stay home. Blinded. Singor.
Killed with one.
Nice white shot. People are talking about a man who was killed in old ruins on the southwestern side of Grand Saray. And both his eyes were shot out. Strange cruelty, but it's worth investigating. Save us.
Extra, extra! Frosty reception for refugees. The British envoy's decision to grant citizenship to the refugees.
Interested in some Cordona news? Check the front page. You won't regret it.
Yeah, we already know where it is. There's a poster. Hello, Diggy. How's it going? Stolen. My old violin has been taken. If you have any information made in my instrument's return, please visit me on Professor's Road, north of Adler Street in Gladio. All help appreciated. Anthony Jones. Alive. Yes. This is a road. But it said something else, right? North of Adler Street. Somewhere there now. I overslept, so.
Did you hear Vasilia Copello is in jail? A dead body was found in his showroom.
That the mattress.
Did you hear Vasilia Copello?
I'm seeing myself. First candle, no. Better, no. Better in the safe. Better in the safe.
Did you hear?
I'm seeing the sounds.
Did you hear Vasil?
Definitely safe. My curiosity has been piqued by talk that Basilio Copello, the owner of the famous armor Copello Home Security Company, has been arrested. His situation is quite peculiar. A man named Niccolo Detti has been found dead inside a safe in Basilio's store. Basilio claims innocence, but the evidence is against him. He's being held in the holding cells of the police station.
In the police. Let's pretend to be cops, eh? We can just stand around and look confused.
So we have a bit of issue there, buddy.
I'm having deja vu. This house seems so familiar.
Greetings. Would you be here about my violin by any chance?
I am. I saw from your posters that it was stolen. The name is Sherlock Holmes.
Very pleased to meet you, Mr. Holmes. I'm Anthony Jones. But by the sounds of it, you haven't seen my instrument, alas. But if there's anything you can do to help locate it, I'd be most glad.
It would be another crime if I let some petty thief get away with your beloved violin. Let me help you find it.
Oh, thank you very much. I cannot tell you how grateful I am. Oh, come inside, I'll show you everything.
Man.
Feel free to look around.
Yeah. Getting some more coffee. Be right. Okay.
We could bake apples here, or smoke a duck. Ooh, or make pizza. Do you like pineapple?
Freaking everybody there.
The door was kicked in. This cover is dusty. It hasn't been taken off for a long time. I see you've received many accolades.
Ah, those are from a long time ago. I used to perform a lot in my youth.
These are intricate pieces of music, quite beautiful if my sight reading holds true. The thief left the bow. I suppose he prefers pizzicato. The jagged bottle reeks of cheap whiskey. The scrap of fabric is covered in white stains. Clumsy of a thief to cut himself on the glass he just broke. An utterly useless theft deterrent for a glass display case. Nothing was taken except for the violin. How odd.
Anything else you'd like to know?
Does anyone else live here?
No. My dear Emily died long ago. And God never blessed us with children. I used to give music lessons, but nobody visits me anymore.
You weren't here when the burglary happened, correct?
I was tending to my wife's grave at the cemetery. I was only gone a few hours and locked the door before leaving.
See, time to make some drugs. Salt and gunpowder. Anything this way? Go from here.
The trail stops here among the waste.
Sir, would you like some fruit? Fresh from the orchard?
I'm not hungry, but I'm looking for a violin that was stolen. Any chance you saw someone with one?
Oh yes, I did. It was sailors, sir. And they were very good customers. They ate lots of fruit, and said that my donkey looks like their friend. Lieutenant Sean.
A lieutenant. Did you see where they went?
No, sorry, sir. I was helping other buyers. Oh, and sir, the sailors also took my donkey. So I guess they weren't very good customers. They promised to return him, but they didn't come back. My father will kill me if he finds out. So I'm still waiting here for them.
Do you know Anthony Jones, the musician? He lives nearby.
Of course. Mr. Jones is very kind. He never barters. Funny you ask.
I'm yet to crack a smile, so pray tell.
Well, the first time they came by, the sailors mentioned something about music, so I told them Mr. Jones can teach them how to play. Wait, so what is his violin? Oh.
You couldn't have known they would steal from the old man. Fortunately, you made up for it with your testimony. I'll find them and your donkey soon enough. Stay put. Someone must have seen where they took it. It's a donkey, for heaven's sake. Excuse me, just one question.
Interesting.
Oops, wrong thing.
But I've never heard of it.
Oh, sorry.
May I ask for your assistance?
Oh, every story has a price. You're lucky I'm telling you this for free.
One of the traders remembers the sailors pushing down near a drinking fountain by the archway with a collar. Okay.
The donkey was being stubborn, but so were they.
There we are. The first lead in our asinine chase. One of them lost his cap. They certainly bought a lot of fruit from the boy. Fear of scurvy, perhaps? This must be Lieutenant Sean. The sailors couldn't get him inside the tavern.
Don't forget to point the boy to his donkey on our way back.
Grief, those drunks are wreaking havoc in there.
And cards now, wrecking the tavern. What?
Grief, those drunks.
Time to deal with some sailors, huh?
One of your king is out. Like hell.
Take a... Don't bother moving. You've lost.
I couldn't miss the party.
Take a rest.
Give him the pepper snuff.
I'm coming for you.
Don't bother moving. No more crime for you until next month.
Get ready for some pain. I'm coming.
Take a rest, my friend.
The snuff's ready.
Don't cry, you'll live.
I'm coming for you.
No more crime for you until next month.
coming for you.
Take a rest, my friend.
Give him the pepper snuff.
Ah, shot him in the butt.
Too simple.
The snuff's ready.
Well, they left me no choice. I think I might be nearing intoxication myself just from the smell of them. The maker's stamp suggests it was made by a student of Pressender. Quite a lovely instrument.
And somehow, after all the mayhem, it's still in one piece.
Okay.
I found your donkey. It's not far from here, outside the Wet Whiskers Tavern. You'd better go after it before someone decides to borrow it again.
Thank you, sir. I'll be quick as a flash. Hey, Yusuf, please look after my cart, okay? And don't eat anything. Well, you can have a couple of grapes, but only the small ones.
Well done. I look forward to the beautiful reunion.
Yeah, those sailors had a good time, huh?
Here's your violin, Mr. Jones. It might have gained a few nicks and scratches, but considering what it's been through, it's a miracle that it's still in one piece.
God bless you. I am deeply in your debt, Mr. Holmes. The scratches don't matter. They are like scars, each telling a story. It is the sound that matters. Oh, you should hear her sing.
It would be my pleasure.
This melody, Sherlock. Don't you recognize it? Look up, Sherry. There used to be an attic up there. We used to sneak in from the roof and listen to Mr. Jones play when we were children. You should tell the old man the truth. I think it will mean a lot to him.
Bravo! I'd forgotten how beautiful a violin sounds in the skilled hands of a virtuoso. That melody, it brought back some memories. I have a confession to make, Mr. Jones. As a child, I used to sneak into the attic above this very room and listen to you play. Spellbound by the music.
Oh, so that was you. After my wife's death, it was difficult to pick up the violin again. But knowing someone was listening helped me persevere. In fact, a young man like yourself could breathe a second life into this instrument. It's a remarkable outlet for one's emotion. You should have it.
I can't accept that. And, well, I don't play.
It's never too late to learn, Mr. Holmes. The way I see it, the violin chose you. Take good care of her.
Sherry, I'm really glad we helped him.
That was a nice one. Do. What shall we do? Il Palazzo del Lusso. I find out what that is. These old ruins. Seems to have a case over there now. What is this one? How do we go about getting in there? We need more clues before we can. Here.
Oh, is that you, Mr. Holmes? Please, come in. Now that the police have finished their investigation, Il Palazzo del Lusso has finally reopened. We are delighted to welcome you back, Mr. Holmes.
Yeah, this is where we started.
How can I help you, sir?
Good day. I'm looking for room 227. An acquaintance of mine has invited me to visit him.
Oh, Mr. Holmes, what a delight to see you again. Professor Malice told me he was expecting someone, but I didn't know it would be you. 227 is upstairs and to the left. He said you should spare him the trouble and let yourself in. Here's the key. I'm sure he'll be thrilled to see you.
Professor Malice. Yes. Yes, of course. Well, I'd best not keep him waiting, thank you.
Sherry, this feels awfully like someone has set a mousetrap and we're walking right into it.
I haven't...
Really, Sherry, I don't like this. Please.
See? Neither a trapdoor nor a self-firing gun. A clean champagne flute. The first move has been made. Anglo-Egyptian war looms. The champagne bottle is uncorked, yet still chilled and bubbly. The gall of this man.
Someone's celebrating a victory, and I'm not sure it's us.
M is celebrating and wants us to know it. Mycroft's agent. So M did orchestrate her accident with unimaginable precision. Jacob Haring, just a pawn in a complex chess match. A marked map of Cordona. We've visited most of these locations recently. The position of naval forces in the Mediterranean. This M has his sights set on bigger things. All these thefts, exactions, and deaths are the intricately entwined pieces of a greater plan, and we fail to influence it in the slightest. Nelson's monument in Trafalgar Square, London. I am watching you.
The hairs on my neck just stood up.
Letter from M to Sherlock. Dear Mr. Holmes, I must apologize for not being there to greet you. I waited for quite some time, but perhaps I overestimated your abilities. Alas, I have urgent matters to attend to overseas and can delay my departure no longer. Such, I'm afraid, I simply do not have time to pack up all my things. Perhaps you can take a good look around for me and see if there is anything I know. I'll be in your debt, and I'm already thinking about how to repay you. Must one? M.
What did it say, Sherry?
That I failed, John. He's gone, tore through Cordona like a hurricane and left us to sift through the wreckage. Extensive handwritten notes on Sirius B. It appears M was studying up. A dossier on General Garnet Wolseley, but now empty. I recognize this seal from Jacob Haring's mail. He left behind only what he wanted us to find. Infuriating. A family photo of the man who jumped off the bridge. Pity. Everybody has pressure points. What would happen if I pushed yours?
Wellington family dossier. Daniel Wellington was a wealthy nobleman that arrived on Cordona at the very beginning of the silver rush of 1818. He funneled all of his money into mining and earned himself a fortune in return. Daniel had 4 sons, all infamous for despoiled behavior and ability to pay their way out of any crime, including bludgeoning a man near to death and setting a barn on fire. Daniel Wellington died in 1859 at the age of 67, and his inheritance passed to his eldest son, Tom. Tom Wellington was not nearly as smart at business as his father. Every new financial investment failed, but with the mining business still profitable, the family were insulated until in 1862 the mines were exhausted. Some say the Wellington family went into bankruptcy in 1866, but the true collapse happened earlier in 1863. And Tom Wellington committed suicide. His wife and 7-year-old son Reginald were left with the debt, and his unsympathetic brother suffered no respite. The miners demanded payment, vandalizing the Wellington mansion and threatening worse. The family sold their estate to pay off the debt and disappeared, but even now the family has a lot of enemies on the island.
How many more dossiers like this does M possess? Mysteries of Sirius B by Jacob Haring. Used, then discarded. Like everyone in his path. These people were not colleagues or co-conspirators, they were just implements M used to get what he wanted.
We're too late, Sherry. M set this all up for us, knowing by the time we found it, he would already have left Cordona.
No, there must be something I've missed. We can still catch him.
There's nothing else here. It's over. You read his letter. He laid out this makeshift museum to taunt you. Don't give him the satisfaction.
I will not cede defeat. I will treat this threat with the seriousness it deserves, which is to say, my absolute attention.
Then you are giving him the win, Sherlock. Have you considered you might be out of your depth? He was sitting here in this very room, spinning his web around Cordona and beyond, manipulating and murdering people, using the Mediterranean as his playground like some sodding Napoleon of crime.
Are you trying to suggest?
I am not suggesting. I am stating outright that he is toying with you and you are too arrogant to avoid the bait. Sherlock, we stumbled into the lion's den. Now we must slow down, be smart, and make sure we get to walk out alive.
So what do you suggest?
I know you want to catch him on your own, but it's time to face the facts. You lost. The smartest thing we can do now is lick our wounds and tell Mycroft everything.
Mycroft? Now you are being hysterical.
Look around you, Sherry. He's stealing secrets from the Crown, toying with navies, fomenting war. You cannot catch him alone. We will need all your brother's connections to stop this madman before he does worse.
Okay.
Perhaps you're right. He could be anywhere in Europe, and the only practical way to find him is with Mycroft's eyes and ears. I shall endeavor to tell my brother the whole story as soon as I can stomach another humiliation.
Good. Thank you. And it is not humiliation, it is humility. For now, we need to put this wretched affair behind us. M has gone. Best to focus on the reason we came to Cordona in the first place.
You're right. I'm glad you were here.
I'm always looking out for you, brother.
Thank you, John. Now, shall we?
Two men were found dead near an open grave at the cemetery. Both of them had bite marks on their necks. Just in case he also made him eat garlic. No reaction. I was having my supper when John came to dig another grave as usual. There was someone else with him too. I was dozed off for a while, but when I woke up everything was a blur. Screaming, howling, and flashes of lightning, but no fun. Some devilry was at work. I came out to see what was happening, and there was this reporter, Leonard or something. He told me that a vampire had killed 2 people near yards from me. Boy, I'm lucky to be alive. Reporter says, when I always had a nose for a good story, I was strolling about the cemetery when I saw him. The necromancer. I'm not joking. He raised a woman from the grave and ordered her to attack the 2 men who were close by. Then they both turned into bats and flew away. I was too scared to take photographs of them, but I photographed their victims. This will be a front pager. Oh, what a bullshitter. But I wonder if I have to... Trying to see, should we triumph? This shows though that I have to go to a certain spot though. Let's go to the cemetery, I guess. Okay. Go to Minecraft. Yeah, it shows Minecraft was involved in everything around here. And we got played. Let's go and check this furniture. Such a long run around, so out of my way, kid.
You'll never find such magnificent. My goods will brighten up your house. Enjoy your purchase. Garden statues, swings, and eat. My goods will brighten up your house.
Same person. What the heck? David Goliath. Statue honoring the terrifying power of short people. Okay, that was kind of funny.
Enjoy your purchase.
Buy some stuff.
The garden's much prettier, don't you think? I bet the memories are all flooding back now.
Thanks.
Best place for reading. I imagine Goliath was surprised to find out his lady was not real. My mother liked the story of David and Goliath. She said it doesn't matter how small you are, you can always overcome any obstacle.
There doesn't seem to be any memory calling? Do we have to go inside for it? Ah, I got unpinned again. God damn it, it's so annoying when pin it and then you got unpinned and yeah, so I wonder I didn't find anything. I wonder if it's inside I have to get in. Yeah.
Ah, yes. We were sword fighting in this very spot.
And that time, I was the winner.
So, as your victory prize, you asked me to fulfill a wish. I remember we did something the very next night, John, but what was it? We brought a cage with us. You insisted it must be made of iron.
That's because we were preparing to hunt fairies in our garden. Everyone knows iron is the only thing that can hold them.
And I was distinctly uncomfortable.
It was a disguise, of course. Fairies are easy to scare off, unless you're incognito.
And every trap needs bait. We brought honey and a glass of warm milk.
After 2 hours lying in wait, we noticed movement in the bushes. The fairies appeared at last.
No, it was just Isolde the pig. She was lured by the smell of honey and milk, and ate
There's a
every
big
last
fairy.
drop. Isolde belonged to Mr. Sim in Miner's End and escaped regularly. At least twice a month we would see him searching for her all over the island.
When pigs fly. One marvelous evening I defeated Sherry in the sword fighting. Oops.
The flowers are still fresh. This is a somewhat neglected and dusty hat. The stone is rather unwieldy, so it couldn't be used as a weapon. Someone fell and hit their head on it.
We're dealing with a very immoderate bloodsucker here.
looks like a set of surgical instruments. One is missing. The label is illegible.
You run out of fresh cadavers for dissection, you know what to do, Professor Shelley. Time for some chemicals. It is formerly English used for embalming corpses.
An expensive hat with a few grey hairs stuck to the brim. Someone tore their trousers here. The blade is bent from the impact. The bleeding wasn't severe, there are just a few drops.
Yummy! Anybody want a roasted rat?
I wonder how even the most destitute always somehow manage to scrape together enough for a drink. Psilocybin mushrooms. These are powerful hallucinogens. This must be the vagrant shelter. Quite homely, if you don't mind sleeping next to the corpses.
No vampires.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
But
You're not even trying.
this one is so hard to who's doing what in this part. So it's not him then. Not him, so then it must be this guy. That means I have the wrong person here.
You're not even trying, Sherry. Concentrate.
The brother of the deceased became furious when he caught the anatomist exhuming his sister's body. He killed him with a shovel. The graveyard keeper took to his heels, but didn't get far. He fell, hitting his head on a stone, which rendered him unconscious. With the murderer gone, the reporter who was hiding punctured the neck of the first victim to imitate a bite. But when he did the same to the second victim, he killed an unconscious man. So we have 2 murders and 2 murderers, but no vampires.
Vampires are not so scary when you have grave robbers and journalists running around.
Okay, so police. It's like you have to think about which character is which, and sometimes it's hard to like. Who's who and all that.
Constable Stark, do you believe in vampires?
Hey? What do vampires have to do with anything?
Oh, that's exactly what I thought while looking into the murders at the cemetery. The primary suspect is indeed the murderer, but he's not the only one. The reporter, who so easily fooled everyone with his vampire stories, killed the other victim.
But why would he do that?
He believed the unconscious man to be dead and decided to concoct a thrilling story for his readers.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Holmes. I'll have the conniving little scrub taken in immediately. There's only one case left. Don't let me stop you.
One that we hadn't picked up yet. Is there like anywhere you can see how much money you have? Yeah, there. 239. Okay, we have a lot. Still have a bit of furniture places to visit. Okay.